Well, the big one. It's time for the big one. One of the big ones, depending on which big one you were looking for. John Cena and AJ Styles. The last time for John Cena is how did he phrase overseas, as he phrased it on his entrance. The last time overseas. Let's go to work, baby. And that again, he was big over. Bigly over. I mean, the shirts, even there were other Cena shirts that weren't the yellow shirts that, as we mentioned at the top of the program, were prevalent everywhere. A plethora of apparel reflecting support of John Cena. So this crowd, they were there primarily to see this. And what did they announce? 13,000 some. I assume that's what the building holds, but it's not like it was a stadium. I think they got 13,000 people. Just they were sold with fuck it. I'll see Cena one more time. And they were going to be with this. I mean, to be honest, they could have both guys, Cena and AJ, both could have squatted down and shit a live turkey in the middle of the fucking ring, and the people would have given them a 15-minute standing ovation. They were here to enjoy this and like it. But again, from the start, you can tell. Does this make sense to you, Brian, what I'm about to say to you? The pressure is starting to be off John, where these last few, he can just have a little bit more fun and enjoy himself. Because now, remember, I talked about when he had 15 or 20 more dates left, how the pressure's on him not to fuck up and get hurt. He's 50 years old or whatever. And how even more anybody that picks him up and puts him down or says, hey, John, let's do this. You better be goddamn careful with what you're carrying $50 million, right? But now he's got like 4 left. Is it 4 matches or just 4 appearances? He can do some more shit and he can have some fun. So I think I liked this match overall best of the show, although there'll be differences with the main event that we'll talk about. But it was what it needed to be. But again, it reflects what wrestling has become. They weren't really there to see a babyface triumph over odds and get even with a fucking heel. Or, they weren't there to say, oh my God, is this the end for little Rico and this new heel's going to kill my favorite wrestler? They just wanted to see the event and they want to see the moves. And so it's almost again like dinner theater in front of a fucking NBA arena sized crowd of people, where they do all the moves and things that they're known for. It's really a babyface match. And then a thing has become, or it has become a thing, Brian, where they're keeping track of the different moves that Cena does because he's doing other guys' moves as a tribute to them. And AJ did some of it too here, where Cena did the Miz's move, and Cena did Rusev's camel clutch, and AJ did Samoa Joe's choke, and the announcers were calling it. They might not say Samoa Joe, the Coquina clutch. Cena did the walls of Jericho. As Cena got a huge pop when he did Bray Wyatt's finish and got a 2 count with it. And then the whole crowd waved the cell phone lights. Instantly, they're all with, oh, we get to be part of this too. Yay. And then AJ actually did a move that AJ Styles does. And again, it worked. And I guess this is modern wrestling, but I just thought, what do you think in like 1980 fucking 7 or whatever, if anybody from top to bottom on the card had done a DDT, how long do you think it would have taken for Jake to got in Vince's office going, what the fuck, man? It's just it's just like, is this when the Stones play like a tribute to one of the blues legends and do one of the, a Howlin' Wolf song, or what is going on here with this?
No, I think this is like when two kids go to the basement and imitate their favorite wrestlers. See, I didn't like it.
Why did the people like it?
Again, the people there, I don't know. Why do they sing?
These people
why do they sing? Why do they chant? I would never do any of these things. I'm a different kind of fan. But if this was on the indies, we'd kill it. And again, it's John Cena and AJ Styles that is different. But if it was on the indies, we'd kill it. And if you watch two kids in their basement having like a VHS wrestling federation, this was the kind of shit they would do. Everyone's finisher. And everyone kicks out of everyone's finisher. And you're doing them for the pops. You get someone in the thing, and then you look up at the fans, react to this, remember this. Fans, remember this golden oldie, and then you fucking go for it. Like, to me, it got to be too much, because it went on for, was it 6-7 minutes of doing other people's moves? Waiting for Michael Cole to recognize what it is.
Cena hit Orton's draping DDT and then hit the RKO and got a 2 count. And then AJ hit Cena's AA, got a 2 count. I may have to go to AA after I finish describing this. And more false finishes. AJ hit Sweet Chin Music. The fans were going batshit. And then Cena hit a tombstone, but he was smart enough to know that if that got a kick out, that he'd be hearing from Callaway Enterprises. So he hit the tombstone and then gave him an AA.
What's he going to do? He doesn't have Vince there to stooge him off to anymore.
He doesn't want to get that started, for heaven's sake. He's trying to slip out unobstructed. But Tombstone AA 1, 2, 3. Here's the thing. There were some of the things about this match were the things that I love to see. You have two guys who AJ's in-ring is very accomplished, and Cena at his age right now, and to be working even this hard and be in this shape, the in-ring is great, but especially they know what they're doing. They didn't use furniture. They didn't bury the referee. They didn't take stupid, dangerous, out of control bumps or give them. They didn't have a strong babyface or heel dynamic, which to me is almost always, and 99% of the time needed for a real goddamn barn burner. But athletically, they did all the shit they needed to do. They did too much of it, like you said. And, it didn't need to go 30 minutes, but it did, because they had to sell lengthily in between all these goddamn finish moves. But they didn't need to do all the goddamn finish. I realize, again, they have friends they like to send shout outs to. Do it on Twitter. It just, when it becomes like a tribute act type of thing, I don't know. I think it just took attention away from this match and those guys. If you weren't in Perth, Australia, in the building wearing a John Cena shirt and loving every minute of it. So I'm not going to shit all over it, but I think they were athletically and talented enough to do their own match and not use furniture and the other things that they didn't do, but do their own goddamn match. That just bugged me.
There used to be a video that was going around, like this one guy, he was on stage. I don't know if it was a talent show or what the hell it was, but it was like the history of dance in like 4 minutes. And it was like from one style to another. Before you know it, he's gotten from the jitterbug to the moonwalk. That's what this was. It was like a history of WWE in the last 20 years. Again, the fans there ate it up. The fans there also ate up those expensive tickets. So I don't know how representative they are of everyone, but I think a lot of people love this. And a lot of people, this is the kind of fun they want out of wrestling, let alone the fun that Cena and AJ were clearly having. But to me, this was somewhat silly. It was almost like a dark match for smart fans being aired on TV.
Well, I think we're seeing this is that the people who ever wanted to go and be lost in the matches and lost in the guys and lost, I want Stone Cold to win. I want this other guy to get beat. What the fuck? Even that recently, much less the territory days. I think now it's just been replaced by a bunch of people that just want to go and hoot and laugh at it, and whoever wins, wins, whoever loses, loses. And, you know, it may sound sentimental of me, but the atmosphere was so much fucking better when they wanted to stab and cut the motherfucker on the way back from the ring. The fucking, you could feel some electricity in the fucking building there instead of ever sitting around waiting for the next time a guy tries to break his own neck.
And now it's cheap pop theater. Whether it's the spots like that or doing everyone else's moves, and then everyone kicks out of everything endlessly. And
that's what I'm saying. It used to be more dangerous going back to the fucking locker room than it was. You know, you might get stabbed, but at least you wouldn't be paralyzed from the fucking match.
And, you know, I understand they're in a weird position because everyone knows you only have X amount of dates with John Cena left. There's only a few matches left. We know when the last match will be. It's not like you're going to do something right now. So really, you're just talking about matches. Dream matches. You know, people thought Edge was going to come back. That's why, because this is... What else do you do? He lost to Lesnar. He turned back babyface. And now he's just going to have fun matches on the way out. Again, they loved it in the room. Maybe if I was drunk and I watched it, I'd really get into it. But to me, it was an amateur kind of thing. You know, those people there wanted to see the John Cena show, and he gave them 10 minutes of cheap pops. Maybe that did affect the heat and everything later in the night. I don't know. I mean, this was the most over thing. But it doesn't do it for me.
I think the only way it affected the heat later in the night was they couldn't really follow it because everybody was, you know, everybody was there for Cena.
He had the camel clutch on at one point. Or they said it was Rusev's move because, you know, people know it for Rusev. He had it on and he had his hands, like, I don't know how to describe this, down in front of AJ's chin. Like there was no crossface, just like his STF. Like for whatever reason, if you watch John Cena's STF, you would think that the pressure's all on the guy's foot because his hands were so far in front of the guy's face. He clearly wasn't getting them in a crossface.
I think, am I misremembering that at one point when he first started doing that, somebody told him, motherfucker, you crank my neck like that one more time and I'll fucking kick your ass.
I didn't know that. Wow.
I swear, I don't want to say it's him, but I remember a story about something about that hold or one just like it. And so the point is, you can fuck a motherfucker up with that thing. So,
well, I'm not saying kill people, but
you know, but again, I think he's erred on the side of safety. And that's, you know, again, John was never the in-ring technician that Styles was, or whatever. Nobody's as young as they used to be. But he's been working as hard as he can to make up for it, and I appreciate that. But I don't know that he has to. It's now he's just deciding, I got 4 more chances to show everybody I can really do all these other moves. Anywho.
Well, there it is. Cena versus Styles. Controversial match.